Hi, good morning. I'm Janie Parrish with the Wadsworth Area Chamber of Commerce. We're going to learn all about what's going on in Medina County from my two friends. We're over here with Jodi Robbins, who's the Executive Director at the Medina County Convention and Visitors Bureau, along with Matt Horner, who's the Program Coordinator with the Medina County Convention and Visitors Bureau. So welcome to you both.
Good morning. It is a mouthful.
Yeah.
It is a mouthful. Holy smokes, you had to pay somebody extra to answer the phones.
Yeah.
Really. So I have known both of you for a very long time, and Matt grew up in my neighborhood, so I know his mom and dad. And in fact, even my daughter was a professor for the University of Akron, and she taught you math. Yeah, how'd she do?
How'd I do? That's the
That's
question.
the question. Yeah, holy smokes. Well, tell us about the Medina County Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll hear Matt and I refer to the Medina County Convention and Visitors Bureau as the CVB, just because that's a lot easier to say than
Sure.
our full name. But the Convention and Visitors Bureau, our whole goal is to promote Medina County outside of Medina County. So there are a lot of residents that don't have any idea that we exist. And part of that is just because they haven't crossed paths with us or they haven't seen the promotion that we do because, again, we promote things outside of the county. The reason we do that is because our bread and butter, our only source of revenue right now is the bed tax. So when you go on vacation and you get your bill and it's like a line item of all the taxes, the bed tax, 3% of that we get from everybody who stays in Medina County, that's our budget. So each year as that grows or diminishes, that's how we make decisions on where we promote, how much we promote, and what we can do with those promotional dollars.
Wow, I did not know that. So I would have thought that came through the commissioners.
Well, it does. It comes through, it comes through each county, and then the commissioners then designate it. It's Ohio Revised Code. It's been a long time that's been in play. That specific delegation of money comes through the commissioners that way. But yeah, that's why a lot of people don't know. And I think it's also tricky because when people think conventions, they may lean towards the idea of Columbus or Cleveland that actually has a convention center.
Sure.
And we don't necessarily have a convention center, but we do encourage businesses to hold their meetings, their trainings, their team buildings here. And so that's kind of where the convention part of our name lends itself to.
Okay. Now, Matt, what do you do? Well, first of all, I have to tell everybody, Matt is on baby watch.
Yeah.
So should he run out, that's all we can say.
Yeah.
So,
I'm walking home if that's the case.
yeah, so this is baby number 2.
Yes.
And any moment.
Yeah, we're expecting the call anytime now. So.
Okay, well, keep that phone on.
I know, right?
Yeah, because that would not be good for your relationship if you don't answer the phone. No. Okay, so tell us what you do at the Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Yeah, I kind of came in, with a marketing background, and I knew that, and it kind of ended up working out that Jodi needed some help with marketing. So anything, we'll start broad with marketing. I guess you could do that.
Sure.
Working on publications, we do any social media, digital assets like that. But then from there, just community engagement as well, being out and about in the community whenever you can, introducing yourself, letting, like Jodi had said, letting people who don't know that we're here, let them know that we're here, let them know what we're doing, because a lot of people, we've had businesses and people come up saying like, well, we didn't know about this, and it's just like, well, I mean, it is our responsibility, but at the same time, it's not. Our job is to promote Medina County as a whole outside of Medina County.
So it's not, even though you're located, your office in Medina, this isn't just for Medina, it's
Correct.
for the entire
Exactly.
county. For those pancake breakfast and all those kind of things.
Yeah. Any big event that we feel people will travel for, that is what we were going to promote.
Boy, that is. Now, what are some of the things that you can do to push this out? Like to other communities in Ohio or the United States?
I think one of the main things that people don't realize from a local standpoint is on our website, if you have an event that you think somebody might travel for, you're able to actually put that event on our website. So there's a tab that you can scroll to on events. When you go to visitmedinacounty.com, you can scroll over to the events in the tab, in the top tab. And if you scroll down, there's a place that says add your event. And people can actually put their events in, and then it comes through us, and then we approve it. And then those then get listed, and it requires, picture, time, place, address, contact info for more information. But I think what people don't realize is the amount of activities that people will travel for. One of the things that Matt and I have kind of picked up on, especially for the summer right now, is concerts. And so we were so excited to see that there were going to be regular concerts at Pocket Park in Wadsworth, right? And we've got concerts in Mapleside every Friday night, and then you've got concerts here and there on different patios. And music is one of those things where if someone doesn't necessarily have an attraction or a destination that they want to go to, people will travel from everywhere just to say, we just want to go sit outside and eat and listen to music. And so we try to, have all of those concerts listed on our website. So it's people travel. There was a phase when everybody in the Midwest wanted to travel to see coastlines, right? Well, now the people that live on the coastlines, both east and west, they want to come and see what Midwest living is like. And they just want to see what it's like to live here, which benefits us, because if they do decide to live here, then that betters our community, right? And that's our good economic development relationship with the Economic Development Corporation for Medina County. Just the idea of, what if somebody visits here? What if somebody comes here 3 or 4 times and they're like, oh my gosh, we love it here, we should live here. And that there is proof that people will move to where they visited. So
that's very nice. And another kind of offshoot of that is that when people move here, they're closer to jobs that they could possibly take. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but so that's another economic development tool.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's lots going on. So each community has their own, whatever they want to do, their own concerts, their own farmers market, things like that. So every one of our communities has those things, and you look for those, or they send them to you.
Right.
Yes, and then you can start promoting them.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool because we do have the 3-tier. I mean, we've got Northern Medina County, which includes Brunswick, Valley City, Hinckley, all the things that they have on. Then you've got Central Medina County, which is Medina, and the townships. And then you've got Southern, which is huge. I mean, you've got Lodi and Seville and Wadsworth, and there's always something going on.
Wow, that's so fun. You probably are reading through everything that you're being sent or finding, going, I want to go to that.
Yeah.
I want to go to that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much that, sometimes you just can't even keep up with, which is great, because I love that our county is just booming with activity.
Now, do businesses or organizations ever come to you and say, I need a little bit of help trying to figure this out? I want to do an event, but I need some help.
Yeah, sometimes. I think from a promotion standpoint, I know one of the things that Matt and I pride ourselves on is we try and kind of be the go-between or the mediators for organizations like Main Street Wadsworth and Main Street Medina. We get together, everybody comes to the room, we talk about our events that are going on, we talk about what's coming up, because from our standpoint, we like it when there's multiple things going on at the same time.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, well, why does Wadsworth and Medina have farmers markets on the same day? Well, from a tourism standpoint, that's great because you can go to one and then go to both. And I think that's kind of what's difficult for people to understand is, yes, we definitely love living in Medina and Medina County, but when people are visiting, they like to see that I could live here and have all of these things going on. Where,
Yes. Yeah, and really Medina County is so centrally located.
Oh,
Yeah, with the highways and just, and you can get anywhere so quickly. It's amazing. Now, for example, Lodi, what's the very favorite thing that you promote that Lodi does?
Do you think the railroad?
Yeah.
The Railroad Museum,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
The Railroad Museum.
And they
And
also
then-
have a historical
They
society.
do, yeah, the Great Historical Society.
They, see, I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, fantastic historical
It's
society.
great.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to check that
Yeah.
one out.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
What-
had a lot of fun yeah, when we went
going
go-
to visit.
yeah.
What about Seville? What do you like in Seville that's just so cool?
Oh my gosh. I think, oddly enough, I think the cemetery
Yeah.
is really
Again,
unique.
the history of Seville.
But their shopping,
Yeah.
their food scene,
Yeah.
the Hawthorne that's in Seville just off of 76
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
a really neat little hotel. And we got to sit down with Mary Beth, who runs it, and like found out how many people come back every year, and you know they meet there. There was like a couple that were dating, and he lives far away, and the girlfriend lives in Cleveland, and they meet there like 2 or 3 times a year to just have a weekend. And
Yeah.
Very
Well,
nice.
and it's like you said, being right off the highway, the Hawthorne in Seville is another one that if there's events that are outside of Medina County, people still stay there because it can be cheaper to stay there. And it's still within a short distance, say if it's in Mansfield or something like that. Yeah.
Oh,
so it's-
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I remember when the Nexus pipeline was being worked on,
Oh, yeah.
and a lot of the workers would stay at the Hawthorne, and on Sunday nights they had home cooked meals. That is
She brought
really
it- yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
she brought that in.
I'm like, hey, how do I
Can I
get in
show up?
this
Just
gig?
wear a
Yeah.
hard hat, Janie. Just grab your hard hat and just show up.
And just
they won't
go.
ask any questions.
From there. There you go. And Seville has a yard sale.
Yeah.
that's
coming up.
June 13th and 14th.
You guys are a wealth of information.
Yeah, 9 to 4 each day. So, I mean, I'm sure that the food trucks and local shops will have their own hours as well. But yeah, it's always a fun time seeing everybody out there.
Now, this past year, we did Memorial Light Fest with the light up Christmas trees.
That's right.
We're just gearing up to do it again, just started the planning phase on it, but you were wonderful in promoting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were able to promote it even in Columbus, which was really fun because,
right, yeah.
again, that's one of those events that people will travel for. So the state has, they started, I think 2 years ago, they have the light tour, Christmas Lights Tour. And so we have an opportunity as a CVB to be able to promote those through their website. So they'll do like a program guide, you know, and we'll put that on there. We actually have had the Christmas house. I just can't think of the name of it off the top of my head.
It was like a
Yes.
Griswold.
Yes,
Yes.
the Griswold house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost always been on that list because that's just a hoot. I mean,
It's amazing.
and people will travel to see it.
Yeah, and every year it's bigger and bigger and bigger, and more characters are in the yard. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Medina County kind of does have like we have the Christmas thing going on. I mean, with Castle Noel right on the square, right? And so anybody that comes up, and it's really fun when people come and they come to Castle Noel, and Mark and Dana are really good about supporting, you know, the restaurants and stuff, and people are just blown away that they're coming to this thing. They have no idea what to expect. They get there, they're blown away by, you know, Castle Noel itself, and then to see that it's like set in this little Hallmark town, it just really gets them
I
excited.
think the Griswold house is a good example of Medina County as a whole, because like if you were to think of someone that puts up all those lights year in and year out, you think that there'd be some neighbors that would get, you know, the neighbors get involved.
They
The
like
neighbors
it.
get involved, and I think that it's, you know, it's a good metaphor for how we handle business here in Medina County, where there's been other shops that have opened recently where the support that they get from the surrounding businesses is just, you know, it helps everything grow.
Yes. Boy,
Right.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, it's always on our Christmas bucket list
Yeah. Oh,
to
yeah.
do, is to go see that house. Yeah, and I just love the story, you know, behind that, because I had interviewed, and I'm sorry I can't think of the family's name,
Oh,
but
the Osterlands.
yes,
Yep.
yeah, Greg. And so I interviewed them, and when he told me that he was dating his now wife, and said if you're interested in a relationship,
You have to know this about me.
yeah, you got to know that. Yeah, that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, now something I'm very excited about
Mm-hmm.
and why I don't know is, but the hotel coming to downtown Wadsworth. And it's not, I mean, we're 10 miles apart, so it's not like I'm going to go there to stay.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm saying I don't know why I'm excited about it, but it's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it is a game changer.
Yeah. Well, I will say that, we have joked saying that we do live in Medina and we'll probably stay at some
We'll be
point.
staying. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Call me.
Okay, we'll have a party. Well, that's my secret wish is that it's done next April for my 50th birthday party, because I would really like to have a rooftop 50th birthday party. But no, I think there's a lot of excitement around it. And again, if you live in Medina, a lot of times people are like, why do people want to visit here? They don't realize what we have. But I think the thing about the hotel that is nice is probably 2 or 3 times a week, especially in the summer, we'll get phone calls in the office from people. They're like, we're trying to find a hotel that's like located right downtown. And I'm like, well, it's not here yet. And they're like, really? Like, they're kind of shocked. And, historically there has been, there's where the fountain is right now, where the restrooms and the water fountain are. There was the Medina Hotel that was there. There was also a hotel and places that you could stay where Serenity Restaurant is at. And so we've always kind of had that. And, over the years it wasn't necessarily needed, but now it is so needed. And I think the other thing that will be nice is, again, that convention part of things. There will be a really nice small venue behind the hotel that we can have conferences and meetings and stuff in.
Well, you two are on a roll. Yeah,
Trying.
I love it. Yeah, because I don't think anybody has any idea, other than you two, all that goes on in Medina County. Because it's amazing. And, I'll see something on Facebook that, people went to this or went to that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, shoot, I missed that. Yeah. So all I really need to do is go to your website.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And what is your website?
Yeah. It's visitmedinacounty.com.
Well, that's pretty nice, isn't it? I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to stop because there might be a call coming in for a baby.
Okay.
That would be good.
That would be great.
Yeah. Now, I did ask Matt if there was a name for this new baby, and he said not yet. So I do want you to know they won't let you take the baby home until there's a name with that child.
Yeah.
So pretty excited. You should probably go home and take a nap.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, thank you for all that you do. This is wonderful. And you're right. There's a lot of people that don't even realize that you're there and then what all you do. So this will be awesome
Yes.
to know that you can go to one place, check it out, and know that you're promoting throughout the United States and especially Ohio.
Yeah.
So
Even Canada. We have
Even
one
Canada.
publication we do in Canada.
We sure do.
wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you want to say anything before we stop here?
I would just encourage you, if you have a weekend that you don't really have anything to do, try visiting Medina County like you were a tourist. Try stepping out of your front door, looking at the parks, looking at all of the things around us, and think about what it would be like for a tourist to come here.
I think that. How about you, Matt? You have anything there?
Yeah. Picture
Okay.
yourself in Medina County.
Okay. Sweet
one
and
of our
short
slogans.
and
Yep.
to the point.
Yep.
That's for sure. So Jodi Robbins and Matt Horner from Medina County Convention and Visitors Bureau, thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you, Janie.
Janie. Thanks.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.